All right, welcome in week 5 BearCave. Stream link is out. If you're just stumbling across this video or the server, this is the SFA, an online dynasty ran entirely through Discord. You can coach, you can set depth charts, recruit, play games like sports betting, fantasy football, tutty tally, all sorts of things. If you want to join, links are in the descriptions of any of our videos or our streams. And yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Very wild week 5 so far. No like massive upsets per se, but a lot of crazy storylines popping out. Iowa State had 3 pick sixes in one game against Oklahoma State, who threw 6 interceptions. Georgia Southern upset Kansas State. And then, Arizona State might be down to a third-string quarterback. Those were the things that kind of popped out to me. All right, Mike says he can hear us. Sweet. So we will go ahead and get started here in a second. And as always, our Twitch stream, if you do watch live, it is affiliated, meaning there are ads. Any stream revenue does go into getting a national championship trophy for one of our users who may win a national championship. Actually, Twitch did approve all the new emotes except for one. So we have, let me take a look. So now we have one for season 11 that's kind of less hype at this point. But this one is very hype. This is the new one here. Fire J Jettas has made it over to the Twitch channel. And then we also have the updated logo on fire. So those are the new ones that got approved. There's one more coming. It is an animated one involving the blue square. So yeah, but without further ado, let's get started here on BearCave week number 5. And our bottom line ads today is Arizona with their bear down chant. And then Cincinnati, if you don't know those eyes of the mascot. Cincinnati and Chad Barber will make their game day debut. Let me just pull up BearCave here to see what game we are getting going first with. Very excited for this game day. All right, so we are going to start out in the Mountain West with Wyoming, who actually took out Washington last week. It's not coming as hype of a win. Washington lost their second in a row, but it's still fun. Coach Wind, if you are here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. But yeah, there's nothing else we need to do on my end, so we are going to get started here. This is an even matchup, but we potentially could see the first ever gameplay of Andre Warfield and Perry Potts. Last time they were on BearCave was against Georgia Southern in week 1, where they both actually got injured. Injuries are kind of running rampant this season, but, it's a part of the game. Look at these Nevada jerseys. Another field that shares it with their soccer team, just like Buffalo from last week. This Wyoming team's coming off perhaps one of the bigger wins in program history. For sure, under the Coach Wynn tenure. So, Andre Warfield and Perry Potts, will we get to see him? Also, we may see the 7-foot safety, Alton Jackson. We have not had too much gameplay from him, unfortunately, over the years. I don't see Coach Win, so as per usual, heads and kick. All right, so we are going to get started here. Obviously, BearCave games, they are simmed, quick simmed into the fourth quarter, and if it's close, then we will watch the gameplay. Wyoming takes a 10-0 lead here. Remember, Nevada actually won the Mountain West last season. They definitely weren't the best team in the conference, but they got hot at the right time. But it looks like Wyoming is continuing their hot streak, absolutely destroying Washington last week and now blanking Nevada at home. Now they're up 24-0 here. All right, they finally get back into it. All right, so it's still 2 scores, so we can't jump in here. 27-8, that will likely do it. And 30-8. And that is going to be the game. So Coach Wind absolutely going crazy. His floating island and all of the craziness going on the server. We start out with a Perry Potts 69-yard run. Nice. Love to see it. You got Andre Warfield getting some action as well. So anybody who had Perry Potts in a fantasy could be going home nice and happy. Honestly, not a good game for Andre Warfield. 50% completion percentage is rather bad, but 171 and a touchdown on the ground and adding a few catches definitely going to help him out there. And then finally, we'll just quickly check Alton Jackson. 5 tackles for the 7-foot monster. All right, but Wyoming goes to 2-2. And this reminds me, I have to... Okay, good. Pinstripe already deleted the recruiting link. All right. And for those of you just joining us, if you are already a subscriber, some of the new emotes already, they did finally get approved. I'm still waiting on one, but there's 3 new ones for you, including the Fire J Jetta's emote. That is so popular. All right, next up, we are actually going to keep it here in the group of 5. Let me just find my screenshot again on my phone here. Arkansas State and Toledo is up next. Toledo, obviously a former powerhouse. They are rebuilding after... Yeah, that was a big win, Coolio. Yeah, so... Toledo is in a rebuilding mode, obviously, with the graduation of Brett Huntley. Arkansas State has been kind of building in the shadows. So Cyrilex, or whatever your name is, if you would like to pick heads or tails, kick or receive, let me know. We got some hype. We got the Fire J Jetta Season 11, and the SFA on Fire emote is back. Obviously, Simi Kazi and a few others are still over here at Toledo. They're starting running back Jack Snowball as well. And obviously, the second best corner in the country, Jaquavius, whatever his last name is. It's like Jadavion Quavius or something. The name I cannot say. A lot of you guys, actually, I know, joined the server off of a Simi Kazi highlight. So, definitely, some people have a soft spot for Toledo in the SFA. All right, so Battle of the Undefeateds here at the Glass Bowl. Let's see what happens here. Rather slow start, but Toledo adds a field goal to start it out. And they're driving into the second quarter. Now they're up 2 scores. Arkansas State, you need to start getting something going, and it doesn't look like it. Arkansas State, a terrible first half. This is not looking good for my Chet Doge Tutty Tally pick. And a bam, a long touchdown there. Okay, so we're not out of the realm of possibilities as they get a fumble on the goal line. This is typical Toledo Chond, but it doesn't look like anything is going to come to fruition for Toledo. And there it is, another long touchdown. Can they get back into it? And 4th and 1, nothing doing. They somehow got a safety there. Okay, so now down 10. Okay, hold up. Hold the phone here. All right, we're just going to send play-by-play here. Something crazy might happen. Okay, so is this like the... Like, we're going to watch this so that we can watch the onside kick. Obviously, there's no timeouts, So it comes down to the onside kick, but this might be the latest Chond we've ever seen. This is literally like 2 minutes. They've scored like 20, they scored like 16 points. All right, can Arkansas State pull this out? What a terrible fucking kick, and that, I believe, I don't know, it's Jamal Bray. That is not Simikaze. So that is going to end the game. We have to watch the kneel-outs just to make sure they do get their win and no funny business happened. But Arkansas made it a game, and perhaps did they cover? They did. All right, so that went to from an easy Toledo cover to Toledo no cover. So Toledo cover bettors are shitting themselves right now. Bad beat. Garbage time safety led to 2 touchdowns. Historic Chond averted, yes, but a historic no cover for Arkansas State. All those parlays that were dead to rights. So Tucker Gleason is the man who did take over. Now it's just, did Arkansas State throw it Chet Doge a touchdown? Please. So Arkansas State does fall after a really good day from the Sun Belt. Obviously, the game ranked the Sun Belt last for the first time in a couple of seasons. All right, so yes, Chet Doge, 67-yard touchdown. Let's go. Pinstripe, count it. On to Tier 4, baby. But yeah, look at all this scoring in the last 2 minutes. Let's just take a check. This is Jed Ford, who Arkansas State tampered away from UAB a couple of seasons ago. A really good game. Their rushing game has kind of fallen off because Rashad Mendenhall got tampered away to Rutgers. But then this season they tampered Chet Doge back, and they have Jermaine Gresham. So this offense is taking a nice form. If they still had Rashad Mendenhall, they probably would have been a favorite to win the Sun Belt, but they're very much lacking in that run game. Also, how about Pitt scoring 72 points? That is the highest in the NCAA era. I'm almost like guaranteeing it. I don't think I've seen a sim game. Maybe there's a game out there that was like a user game or something that went to a lot of overtimes, but that was an astronomical sim matchup for Pitt there. Yeah, taking the Toledo cover hurts on that one. All right, now we get into kind of, this is a week, one of those weeks where BearCave is kind of just stacked. Normally I'm searching for good matchups or users or storylines for the left side, but this week it was how do I fit all of the best games on the schedule. And this one was so close to being game day, it actually led for a while. South Carolina and Houston. Houston kind of getting a generous line here at 7.5. South Carolina, Zach, I do see here, heads or tails, kick or receive. Houston, the #1 rush defense in the country. Obviously not a lot of that is funny considering how they looked against Texas A&M in the playoffs. Give it up like 600 yards rushing. So we will see what happens. Tails and kick. And stick around for game day, guys. First time we've ever seen Chad Barber on game day. A full game of Barber. The only honorary SFA player in history. Roy Kent, though, is on this Houston team. Lots of SFA players. None for South Carolina, even though he is the user. And he is going to kick. All right, first quarter, you need to get off to a good start against Houston. There you go, 7-0. 14-0, that's what you need because Houston scores a ton and very quickly. So no lead is safe against Houston. Bang, and another quick score. Oh, my God, but Houston obviously comes right back. Oh, boy, we got a barn burner here. South Carolina is going crazy, but Houston obviously coming right back. Maddox Kopp, the quarterback, but it's looking good here for South Carolina, and they go up 20. Can Houston respond? They respond very quickly. And a long, methodical drive there, going down to 3 minutes to keep it at 20. So this game is likely over. And going backwards there, 2nd and 30, 2nd and 40. What are all these penalties? 4 in a row. And a fumble recovered by South Carolina, just the worst possible end to the game. And Houston was pretty much ranked just because they were a playoff team a year ago and haven't lost. Well, let me tell you, they are losing this one emphatically today. Oh boy, what a just disgrace from the Houston faithful, as Waters, and they got a punt return and then a kickoff return. This R. Thomas guy is electric. Get this guy some more playing time. We got to find out who R. Thomas is. Waters, Hargrave. So 2 kick returns for the Cox. He's getting a special one today. Gaithier, he's a game manager. That's all you can ask him to do. Rushing, Waters, obviously 2 TDs. Big game for him. All right, we got to find out who this man is. Raymond Thomas, a kick return and a punt return. A redshirt freshman running back. Wild. So Houston likely falls out of the race for the G5 bid, which is probably going to be very tight this season. Last year it was between 3 teams. This season I can see like 4 or 5 teams going after it. Love to see the kick returner is your player of the game. And a kind of I wouldn't say unexpected, but a big upset considering how good Houston historically is on BearCave. So that is a fun one. And then we're going right into another fun one. Now, we still haven't seen an ounce of gameplay yet today. Sometimes it's kind of just how BearCave rolls. Some good matchups. So kind of glad that last game wasn't game day. Probably would have been the same type of a deal. But now we get a really big matchup with the MacGuffin as well. Central Michigan, a huge surprise. They did knock off Ohio State. Central Michigan, if you are here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. And then on the other side, Boston College, led by Marcus Davis. This team has a plethora of SFA players all over the field. So we will definitely see in Marcus Davis's senior year, can he come through and get Boston College back to the playoff? They've been out 2 years now. Can they get back? So ranked matchup here. Obviously, Boston College is a heavy favorite, our biggest favorite on the day. Central Michigan doesn't care. I don't see Central Michigan in the chat, so it's the typical heads and kick. Now, instead of just being a simmed game, this is BearCave, which is a whole different animal. So, first quarter, you'd like Central Michigan to play ahead, and there they go. And they stall out. So, first quarter, and we are tied. Boston College takes a 3-point lead. And Central Michigan takes the lead right back, and another field goal. You can't settle for field goals, Boston College. That's not going to win you this football game. As Central Michigan takes an 8-point lead, they respond, but they don't get the 2. Central Michigan goes back up, now 2 scores. This is getting for real now. The MacGuffin may stay in the MAC this season. Things are getting tight. Boston College has to have it, and they do. But they missed the extra point. All right, Central Michigan now up 2. Can they put the pressure back on? 4th and inches. Are they going to go for it? They do, and they get it. The drive's still going. 3rd and inches. They convert. Remember, it's under 2 minutes when we jump in. 2:31. It is 4th and 5. And they missed the field goal. You can't have that. Still up by 2, but now a field goal is enough to win it. Here we go. 3rd and 7, Boston College. Central Michigan, are they the team of season 11? Marcus Davis, you got Theodore Jenkins, Matt Andrews, David Tyree on the outside, and Marcus Davis is sacked on 3rd and 7. Dakota Cochran, my God, and they decide they're going to punt. Oh, what a change of events. Central Michigan coming in clutch. Boston College is going to rely on the defense. I'm not sure why are they running clock. You're down. Boston College going with the true Mills ball strategy. Trusting in your defense. Oh, and that punt was almost blocked. All right, Central Michigan, we are now down to a first down, basically wins you the game. The SFA, Coolio, is unpredictable. Central Michigan, we settle things on the field, not in the overall screen. So, Central Michigan, who's running the Navy offense, which is probably why they're doing so well. Owen McGlowan. Can they get a first down? Triple option once again. He gets the pitch off. Tons of room. And he's off to the races. Central Michigan is going to beat Boston College. Oh, my. Central Michigan, the dream lives on. And guess who's shivering in their boots? Buffalo and Toledo, the two MAC teams who have ran that conference. Buffalo is shaking. Still might be a chance here, maybe for Boston College, but I don't see it. They need to force a fumble. Is Jazz Bauer. You know, it's actually more impressive to go 0 for 10 on BearCave. All right, one more snap and no fumble there, so this could very well do it. Central Michigan on the road. Oh, God, don't kick it. Just let the clock run, please. All right, good. They're not going to kick it. So Central Michigan survives, I guess, or thrives. They knock off Marcus Davis and the Boston College Eagles. Boston College and Florida State both lost today, so that division is kind of down bad. Back to the drawing board for the Eagles once again. Obviously, this is an out-of-conference game, so it really doesn't affect them in terms of playoff contention. You know, remember, you just got to win your conference with 3 or less losses, but definitely a confidence crusher to lose to the Chippewas at home. What a conversion. All right, the MAC's going to be facing the ACC again in our next game. First, let's take a quick look at the stats. So, Finn Hogan, Theodore Jenkins, a couple field goals. David Tyree got one, Theodore Jenkins as well. So, not a great fantasy day for my guy. Marcus Davis, unfortunately, Theodore Jenkins, 2 touchdowns. Just disgustingly bad. Like, what is Takeo Spikes doing? Only 6 tackles? Come on, dude. You're the middle linebacker. Get in there! All right. Well, Boston College was not inept or ready for the option, I guess. All right, now on to our Sickos game of the week. So the Chippewas now are everybody's favorite team. Like, if I can't make the playoff, fuck it, put the Chippewas in there. Might as well. They've beaten Ohio State and Boston College. No team in the country has 2 better wins at this point. No chance. There's no team that has 2 better wins. All right. So, is Pinstripe here? If he's not, then I have to go on Georgia Tech's side and let him pick. But I don't know if Pinstripe's here. Let me know while we do the prediction. So, get your Babanas out. We're going to do total turnovers for both teams combined. So, total turnovers in this game. Over/under, and we're going to set that line. Five and a half. These are 2 teams that historically turn the ball over so much. Who are they going to combine for over or under 5.5 turnovers today? All right. You guys got 2 minutes or a minute here. So get your Babanas ready. It's coming in. Well, you can't pick the coin toss, but you just pick receive. So by the end of this poll, if I don't see Pinhead, I'm just going to go with Buffalo here. But 2 teams who love to turn the ball over. Georgia Tech had 7 turnovers. Or no, was it Georgia Tech or Arizona had 7 turnovers? In any case, we got Arch Manning, he had 2 turnovers last week. You got the triple option, which always, can get iffy, to say the least. So 2K on each. All right, so rather even split. Or any whales going to come in. 3K versus 3K. All right, things are popping off now. We got 3.5 on one now. I don't know which, because the way I stream, I can't see where the points are going, but all right. So no Pinstripe. So how do you, okay, I give you guys so much time, and I always am like, all right, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. And then the second it shuts, everyone's like, shit, I missed it. What are you doing for that last full minute? Are you twiddling your thumbs, sitting on, like, I got up. Oh, okay, Zach got up. All right, all right. It's always, every single time, shit, I missed it. Were you telling them or speaking the truth about South Carolina beating Houston? All right, Georgia Tech at home. Can they finally get a win here? Buffalo, obviously, won on game day last week, leading to a ranking. If you win on game day, most likely you end up a little higher than you probably should be. But I think 22 is not that bad for Buffalo. But Georgia Tech, 2 tough losses start the season. Honestly, they haven't been nearly as close as the Dogwater losses, but they have still been very quality, close-in-it games. I don't remember their Week 1 opponent, but they lost to Illinois by 2 last week on the road. So definitely a tough team nonetheless. Tough place to win if you're Buffalo. Oh, yeah, Florida State. Quality team. All right. Georgia Tech wants to receive. They shall receive. And on the defensive line, you got Dictator and Chandler Jones. So we're going to see what Georgia Tech can do here today. Can they start out with touchdown? No, they do not. 2 points for Buffalo to start it out. Not the start you want if you're Georgia Tech. And once again, they just cannot finish drives. And fumble. I saw a fumble in there, and Georgia Tech is falling apart once again. 23-0 for Buffalo. 30-0 by halftime. All right, they add in a touchdown here. Leo Blackburn gets on the board, but just not a good Georgia Tech. You might need to change up that defense or something. Like, what is happening here? Like, Florida is not like this super high-rated team. Like they have a bunch of SFA players, but not like this dominant. And another fourth down failure. Okay, fumble recovery, that's what they need, and they still can't score. Georgia Tech is just shitting the bed, shitting themselves. That's all they're doing. 44-14, just not even competitive. So Abdus Salam, Arch Manning, Eric Decker, Leo Blackburn, Schultz, Wards. Okay, Wards finally did something. Ty Schultz again. So no touchdown for Calvin Tyrell. Shorter here, 2 picks. All right, so that's 2. Rushing the ball, they just couldn't get anything going. Through the air here. And then on defense, Alfonso Sampson, SFA player, 10 tackles. Dictator, only 6. Reggie Givens, Nickel Boone. Just nothing else doing here. You might have to use his second. All right, let's just look at the defense. Matt Allen is a freak show. 4 tackles for loss. Michael Morse, 2 tackles for loss. Interceptions for Carey and Ray McNeil gets an interception. All right, and let's take a look for his offense here. 4 touchdown day for Arch Manning. Paulo Ames, 27 for 134. No TDs, though. And then receiving-wise, you have... All right, so I got to look at the fumbles, so let's look at the team stats for the Sickos game. All right, so only 3 total... Oh, wait. We got 5. Oof. All right, so the under just barely hitting. So you over bettors, I am sorry, but the under just barely hit. What a line once again. God, I'm so clutch. But definitely a just mind-blowing result for Georgia Tech. Not sure what's going on there. All right, now we're on to the right side of the games. Mike's going to need to cook something else up because what he's cooking right now is not smelling good. And I thought his defense was his strong suit. The defense just got smoked. He just needs to be off BearCave, probably. He's had, I believe, every game has been on BearCave. All right, next up, though, we got Michigan at Minnesota. Michigan may actually be good again. Jay Jettas, if you're here, heads or tails, kick or receive. All right, Slade Roden, the true freshman, has led this team to a 3-0 start. They have a plethora of good receivers. Michigan, though, on the come-up, they themselves have a ton of SFA players. They kind of dominate the in-game recruiting, along with, like, Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, right? So we'll see if Michigan is back. You'll see guys like James Draws, Calcium Loudermilk, among a couple others, I believe. I believe they got a safety last season as well. So we'll see. But is Minnesota finally for real one of these years? They always start out hot. They get into like the top 10, and then they just shit themselves. So are they for real? This is a good early test. Minnesota, how are they going to do at home? 3-0 start, 10-0 start. That's what you want to see. Is Slade Roden the answer for Minnesota? The king of the Gophers. Michigan keeps it within a score. Minnesota completely fizzled out there in that first half. (10-10) now here in the third quarter. Minnesota's offense has just completely disappeared. Kim Mettle, where are these guys? Another 3 and out. So Minnesota now kind of getting a little scared, getting a little tense here. Just nothing going for either team, so kind of dominating here from the both defenses. This is a true Big Ten matchup, and now we're going to go play-by-play as this game likely is going to be close. And now Michigan is mounting a decent drive. Remember, we don't get in until we get in around the 2-minute mark. All right, 2nd and goal, 2 minutes, 7 seconds left. Let's watch to see if they can do this. J.J. McCartney is the quarterback. They bring out all the heavy-set boys. And a toss out wide, and that man got pancaked. Touchdown, Michigan. The edge was not set. And easy touchdown there for Michigan. All right, so now Minnesota has not scored since the first quarter. Couple early conversions and then just nothing. Oh boy, the debut of the Fire J Jetta's emote, is it going to come through? Oh my, that was another massive pancake as Jude Abraham gets up to the 30. On the first stream where the Fire J Jetta's emote got approved, are we going to be able to see it in action? All right, split back set. Slade Roden, and Loudermilk almost got to him. But he dumps it off. They live to fight another down. Calcium Loudermilk in the middle there with the neck roll. They dump that one off. It's a broken tackle. Rashawn Bailey. All right, so Minnesota using these running backs. This is the first time since Jay Jettis took over at Minnesota that he doesn't have a SFA running back. So Slade Roden once again dumping off to the running backs. Travis Martin this time. You got to find Kim Mettle, get him involved. You got Kim Mettle, you got Jude Abraham. Obviously no Calvin Johnson, no Boyd. I don't think Boyd is playing today. And once again, dumping off to the running backs and broken tackle. Now it is 3rd and 3. Still plenty of time on the clock, about a full minute. And you got your 3 timeouts. 19 of 41 for Slade today. That is just not doing too hot. They're going to hand it off here on 3rd and 3, and it works. Calcium Loudermilk was not expecting that. Number 90 on the defense. Anytime you see guys with just ridiculous equipment, it's likely an SFA player. They do a handoff here, 1st and 10. Really not liking the strategy by Jay Jettas, feeding these running backs when he has the best wide receiver group in the country. Definitely an interesting decision. Slade dumping that one off, and there's Braylon Hills. All right, one of the receivers. Remember, Boyd is hurt. So Braylon Hills slides into the slot, I believe. Top 2 receivers are Jude Abraham and Kim Mettle. Kim Mettle, bomb your screen, number 81. At the top, 88 is Jude Abraham. 3rd and 8 here. Mid-screen, does it work? Is he going to get that first? No, Jude Abraham is short. So 4th down coming up. 45 seconds. The clock starting to become a little bit of an issue. But converting this 4th down is definitely the only thing that matters. And is this Wildcat? Oh boy, it is. Slade Roden's at the bottom of your screen. They're running Wildcat 4th down, and Bailey, it works, and he got more room. The Wildcat, Rashawn Bailey gets the 1st down and plenty more. What a call from Jay Jettas. The SFA veteran pulling one out of his hat. And now they got stacking 4 receivers on the right side. 40 seconds left. To the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Braylon Hills connects. And they pull within 1. And we have a tie ball game now. Everyone thinking fire Jay Jettas, and he just pulls off the ultimate coaching move. What a moment. All right, but still a lot of time. 3 timeouts as well for Michigan. Darian Williamson. Jay Jettas with perhaps one of the greatest coaching calls we've ever seen. Like, calling Wildcat on 4th and short is the equivalent of Neil's mid-screen, but the mid-screen actually going for like 40. All right, but J.J. McCartney now, and he just throws that away. Or McCarthy, not McCartney. Remember, the SFA is still, we're in the last season of IRL rosters. Any player after the season will be from the Discord or from the game generation. Hands it off. No, it's a fake. And a wide open man on that comeback route. Remember, Michigan only needs to get in field goal range. 23 seconds, 3 timeouts. They probably only need about 30 yards. Remember, this defense has so many SFA players as well. But a wide open man, Wade again. Antonio Wade. All right, so Wade is cooking now. They're in at the 44. Shaquan Bowser on the tackle. I don't think they're quite in field goal range. Remember, we don't know what kind of kicker they got packing. Michigan dumps that off, and a big hit. Nate Hill, 7 yards. All right, we don't know if they're in field goal range from here. It's like 52-yarder or something. And they get a couple more yards, down to 10 seconds now. Minnesota is just kind of cooking here. Minnesota is not looking good on defense. 9 seconds, clock is running, so this could actually be the final play. Oh, boys, Minnesota going to catch a break? They are. This is the final play of the half. Or not the half, but that's Michigan, what are you doing? So, overtime here in Minnesota. Oh, boy. They are going to start out on defense. So, Michigan has looked horrible with the clock management, and Minnesota's looking fantastic. Oh, and they find the defense. Oh, my God, he carries him for like 5 yards. Rashawn Bailey has had enough of me calling him out. He is playing incredibly, breaking tackles, carrying him for like 10 yards. Minnesota's looking to win this. Slade. He has time in the pocket. He connects. No, broken up by Michigan. Roden was hit as he threw that one. Split back set. 2nd and goal from the 9. Over the middle, wide open man. Kim Metal, touchdown, Minnesota. New school record for receptions. Kim Metal, the #1 receiver in team history. The diving catch, beautiful to give Minnesota the lead. All right, Michigan, you're on your back foot now. This is a team that made the playoffs in Season 7, had playoff potential, or was a playoff favorite even to win the national championship in Season 8, and they didn't even make the playoff. They went 6-6, and then they've just been in the shitter the last 2 seasons. This is a huge moment for this program. Can they hang with Minnesota? Over the middle. All right, they are moving the ball once again. When time isn't an issue, it's looking like Michigan may be the better team. This is the weird point of the season where it's really hard to rank because there's so many teams at who had good out-of-conference schedules, like 3-1 or 4-0, right? So there's a lot of teams vying for that 20 to 25 ranking. Man, 24-17, I formation now. They hand it off. Tons of guys to the outside, and this running back is just not quick at all. I would not want this running back on my team. Dunlap, he probably has like 80 speed. Just zero agility, acceleration, or pop at all off the line. That was bad. They hand it off, though, once again. And once again, getting brought down at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 11. Remember, Michigan needs a touchdown, so this is 4-down territory. Remember, Minnesota has a full SFA defensive line and linebacker core and a couple men in the secondary. A 3rd and 11 handoff, and he gets caught from behind by BearCave, the former 1-star edge rusher, who's gotten some nice progression and finally a starter. What a call. So 4th and 9, empty set. What is the call? McCarthy to the end zone, and he connects. Arnold wide open in the back of the end zone, and Michigan survives. All right, so Minnesota just had the chance to win. This is giving me shades of the ECU game where I had Louisiana on 4th down and I couldn't win the game. So they're going to start with a screen here, and man, that goes nowhere. Second and 17 now. They're definitely not. Oh, no. He panics in the pocket, and that is a short thrown ball. Tyrell Keys on the coverage. 3rd and 17. The second overtime is starting out horrendously for Michigan. Three men to the right. They are just going to run a draw on 3rd and 17, and it's working. Oh, my. Now to the 4th and 5. So that is huge for Michigan. They may have a chance at a decent field goal now, whereas 3rd and 17, you are scared shitless. So Michigan might be able to squeeze some points out of this, and that is good. So Michigan does take a 3-point lead. All right, Minnesota, a touchdown wins it, but you need at least a field goal to keep it going. Split back formation, we've seen this, and it's shovel. Slade Roden keeps it. He breaks one and falls forward for a 1st down. Minnesota, all they need is to get into the end zone. Doesn't matter how. Now Pistol. Hands it off. No, Slade keeps it again, and he's holding on to that ball rather vicariously. He's don't want to see a fumble or a turnover here. That would definitely not be funny. 2nd and 13. Split backs. Touchdown to win. Slade, they bring a blitz. He dumps that off to the running back. 3rd and 10. They do get back to the original line of scrimmage. Watch out for Loudermilk here. It is an empty set. Can Michigan get off the field and force a 3rd OT? Corner blitz, and that's going to be short. So Michigan does force the field goal attempt. The corner blitz pressured him, and he just got rid of it. So can Minnesota send this to a 3rd OT? Chip shot field goal, only about 27 yards, and it's good. Triple OT here in Minnesota. Every now and again, we get a BearCave game that just is a chef's kiss. Here we go. Minnesota, you got Jude Abraham carrying a defender. That is an IRL BearCave reward player. All right, now down to the 11. Triple OT. Remember, you're going for 2 now. No more extra points as we do get a jet sweep. That might actually work. Yeah. And for those who are wondering, longest SFA game in history was 5 overtimes in the Season 9 SEC Championship game. That is a classic. And he's going to throw this out of the end zone. 3rd and 7. So once again, Minnesota having trouble finding yards and completions inside the 10. 3rd and 7. What is the call for Jay Jettas? Slade goes back to pass. Plenty of time. He throws that into like quintuple coverage, and it's dropped by Jude Abraham. He had it, both mitts on it, and the freshman could not bring it down. Now here's the question. Would Calvin Johnson have caught that? The world will never know. As the kick is up to take it a 3-point lead here in triple OT, and there you go. So we've had a ton of overtime games this week. I think this is our 4th one. Notre Dame and Nebraska did go to 3 OTs. So Michigan now, touchdown wins it. And he dumps that. Oh, that was dangerous. 3 men in the area, but Wade somehow brings it in. Remember, a turnover would lose this for Michigan. Can Michigan knock off number 10 Minnesota on the road? McCarthy over the middle, and that goes for 3. Marvin Irby, the freshman defensive end at the bottom of your screen. So, or no, at the top of your screen is Irby on that line, and at the bottom is Cave. They hand it off now to this slow-ass running back, and Bowser, the 5-star, takes him down. Shaquan Bowser, a 5-star from a few seasons ago. 3rd and 3 now. Minnesota, here is your chance to force a 4th overtime. 3rd and 3. They run quick option, and Iceberg Cave on the tackle. The senior defensive end, the 1-star. Everyone laughed at Jay Jettas for getting this shitter, and he makes a huge play. Michigan now to send this to a 4th overtime. The 2nd longest game in SFA history. Here we go. This is officially the 2nd longest game, because I don't remember a 4 OT game. There might be a 4 overtime game out there, but I don't remember it. And with field goals nonetheless, but Michigan, and he's carrying, men. Can anyone finally find the end zone? Remember, if you get into the end zone, you have to go for 2 at this point. Yeah, both teams are just stat chasing like Joel Embiid. All right, they hand it off. Number 22, and Cave can't catch him. He does get the edge, and he's brought down now. 2nd and 6. J.J. McCarthy hands it off. No, he's going to keep it. He has a ton of room. Can he find room? No, 3rd and 2. So McCarthy just lack of urgency to attack the hole, and it quickly shut. So Minnesota, once again, can they get off the field without conceding? Michigan can still get a first down without a touchdown. They're going to throw it. And he throws it out of the back of the end zone. It was actually a doink off the field goal upright. And they might have to bring back out the field goal unit. So for the 3rd straight overtime, Michigan has to kick a field goal. Both teams kind of found the end zone rather easily to start. Oh my, I thought he pushed that one. So once again, a 3-point lead, and Minnesota now can win it with a touchdown. Pistol, 3 running backs. Hands it off. It's triple option. He gets the pitch off Bailey. He runs over a man. Can he find the end zone? No, he stopped at the 6. Michigan saving the game for now, but it's 1st and goal. Minnesota is driving. They run hurry up. Slade fakes the handoff. He keeps it himself. Slade Roden. Touchdown, Minnesota. They beat Michigan in 4 overtimes. Jay Jettas survives. The Wildcat call seemed like so long ago. What a game! Jay Jettas, this might be his turning point. In past seasons, he would have lost this game. And they secure the little brown jug. Slade Roden is still undefeated as a starter. Potentially the steal of the Season 10 draft class. What a game for the little brown jug. An instant classic. Don't you just fucking love when a BearCave game gives you a masterpiece like that? Incredible. All right, let's take a look here. I would hope that was an instant classic. Goddamn. Michigan is a fine team, I guess. All right, well, let's take a look at what even happened here. Remember, they didn't even have their second best receiver. And look at this beauty of an overtime. 1, 2, 3, 4 OTs. You just love to see it. And look how many of these field goals were inside 30 yards. Just defensive stop after defensive stop. Incredible. And such a fun game. Rashawn Bailey really impressed me. 80 overall, but he was running people over left and right. Abraham Metal played great on defense. A.J. Klein and Jamar Davis. You got Irby with 4 tackles for loss. Shaquan Bowser. Iceberg Cave making a few massive plays there. Tyrell Keys. And then let's just quickly check Michigan, see if any SFA players stand out. Draws had 2 carries. Don't see any SFA receivers there. One on defense. Byron Brody, SFA player, 5 tackles. Calcium Loudermilk. And nobody else that I notice. You just gotta wait to see the TCS Fantasy when it comes out, hopefully later tonight. Sometimes BearCave gives us just a beautiful gem. That was a very fun one. Yeah, that I don't think that's an all-timer, but that's certain. Well, I'm gonna put it on there for now. I always like put them on the sheet and then let them stew, you know. And at the end of the season, I'll remove one if I need to. All right, so I've been putting it off too long. Just gonna do my game now. Obviously, I'm not in BearCave, so we don't watch it. For you guys who don't know, this is how I sim every single game. Autosave's always on, and so I sim it. I cannot edit it, no matter how much I hate the results. So let's see what happens. And we survive. Thank fucking God. Heisenberg scores. Let's go. And Kirk is in. Why is Kirk in? Bro, if Dak Prescott got hurt, I'm about to kill someone. Vanilla Vic pops off. Big dub. But like lots of people, we just got to see he left early. Satterfield had himself a game. Vanilla Vic. Heisenberg, 9 for 141 and a tutty. Thank you, my guy. And then we'll just quickly check UNLV and Satterfield and then Darren Archer. Nothing really. And then on defense, what did Satterfield do? He had an interception. No, Satterfield picked me off. So definitely a revenge game for him for the recruiting stuff. But I still get the last laugh. All right, next up, though, is Cal and USC. So let's go just to the Pac-12. This is a big game here. Chad Blunt versus USC, who I did pick to make the national championship. This is CPU versus CPU, so. Yeah, Dyron popped off for you, Llama, so nice. You love a Pac-12 game here on BearCave. You got the Cal Golden Bears and the USC Trojans down here in the Coliseum. Can Chad Blunt continue a fantastic rookie campaign? We're going to get off here and a quick touchdown for Cal. For some reason, Cal is just a SFA powerhouse for no good reason at all. And once again, they score 14-0 now. 21-0. So USC is getting slapped around here. My God. Martin Moss, I believe, he's been having fantastic sim games. But once you get on BearCave, wait a second. Hold the horses. Okay. Still 3 scores. Let's calm our tits here for a second before we just get on to the Chad Blunt just love. And all right, I mean, still a 15-point game. All right, hold up here. Hold up. 1-score game. Still 2 timeouts, so they technically can get the ball back with like 5 seconds left. So a first down does win it for Cal. He falls forward. Timeout. And handoff to the right-hand side. First down for Nick Jones. Brigham Tolbert, and that is going to be the game. Remember, we do need to see the kneel downs. So Cal survives. Definitely a quality win for Chad Blunt. And Cal is going to barely cover here. They were a 7-point road favorite, and they are going to walk out with a 7-point victory. I love when my lines are actually decent, because I have to make them all up, so. Nothing worse than me putting like oh, this is a push and the team loses by 60. Big win for the Cal Golden Bears, who really have not lost a step in the last 2 years after losing Trevor Siemian. They had a quarterback D. Milner step up last year, and now they got freshman Chad Blunt, an in-game recruit. And he is going to put this team at the top for the next 4 years. Yeah, I'm definitely not right all the time, but all right, let's see what Chad Blunt did today. Fucking just dominating, I guess. Chad Blunt, 4 touchdowns. He did throw a pick, though. Rushing the ball, only 11 yards. Terry was the man. Jermaine Terry, tight end. He is a very high overall, so that makes sense. And then defensively, I don't believe this team doesn't have any more SFA players. It's just Chad Blunt in a dream, and that's what's been happening. All right. And now for a very exciting game. Can Kentucky continue their crazy success? The 2 biggest stories from CPU teams this season has been Central Michigan, and it's been Kentucky. Central Michigan continues to be surprising. Can Kentucky do it? I have not believed in Kentucky for even a second, but they are tied for the best record in the country. So they're tied with, I believe, Tennessee, 4-0. So Florida, definitely, look at this. Definitely the heavy favorite here. So let's see what's going to happen. Can Kentucky... This is honestly a similar upset to the Boston College one if Kentucky wins in terms of overall. And we're reigning here in the swamp. Advantage Kentucky, who is a running team. Are we going to see some Hazelnut action, their star fullback? Plenty of SFA players on the defense here, or on Kentucky in general. I think there's about 5. And then Florida, I think they only have 1 at this point still. I think it's only Roman Mills, the linebacker. Why do they have number 94 running the ball? No idea, but heads and kick here. And Florida is going to win the toss, so Kentucky will start out with the ball. Can they punch him in the mouth? No. 3 and out. Florida doesn't score, though. Okay, there you go. Now they score, and it's just kind of been all Florida here in the first quarter. Kentucky has not moved the ball even at all. So Kentucky just not showing up here, but the defense is doing what they're supposed to do. So can they find some answers at halftime? Defense still showing promise, but I haven't seen a first down from Kentucky all day. Okay, there you go. You're finally moving as we enter the 4th quarter, but this might be a little too late as they miss the extra point. You can't be doing that, in Florida. And an interception to Greenwood. The Kentucky dream might just be over, at least for now. Hold up, though. Not completely over, but they do miss the 2-pointer, and then they have to punt. So we're just going to go play by play, obviously, because if there's a onside kick, I want to see it, but no, that is 4th and 22, and they just threw it away, and Florida is going to win the game. So Johnson, who actually currently leads the Heisman race, I guess I was 1 year late on picking a Florida running back to win it. But yeah, the rain just didn't help them. They just weren't moving the ball at all day long. And let's see if any of these defenders, De La O didn't do anything. So Hazelnut made a tackle. You don't like to see your fullback making tackles. And Florida survives. Honestly, all you have to do in the SEC is just fucking survive. It doesn't matter how you win there. If you just can somehow survive and win 10 games, you are in business. Big game for Greenwood, though. 2 picks. All right. So now we are on to probably what would have been game day had we not been having lots of injuries this year. McBurnfinger went down, this time with a pulled groin. He will be back next week as long as he doesn't pick up a questionable tab. Number 6 versus number 7. McNasty, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. And we got to get a prediction going for this one while we wait. Remember, BearCave predictions are just a who wins, not a spread or anything. So get your Bobinas going. Michigan State or Northwestern. You got a full minute here. Go, 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 go. Obviously, Michigan State just loves to play close games on BearCave. Last year, obviously, triple overtime, another overtime. And then in week 1 this season, they lost to Chad Blunt from Cal, who we just saw on a Hail Mary. So, who is going to come out on top? No McBurnfinger, but Michigan State, honestly, has kind of been without McBurnfinger pretty much the whole season. He's not gotten more than like 10 carries in a game. He just keeps going out with injuries, getting banged up. I mean, honestly, at this point in his career, he's already carried the rock about the same number of times as Derrick Henry did in his entire career. Probably not. No, Derrick Henry was like a full-time runner, and he had like 60 touches a game, I think, in high school. Maybe not 60, but it was a ton. And major, I believe this is a Michigan State landslide from my viewpoint. Yeah, Binks has not been the savior everyone thought he was this year. And honestly, maybe the Heisman Trophy is like the national championship. Is like once you win it, then you're kind of just mid. All right, so user coach at Northwestern. He does recruit every week, even though you don't see him all that active in the server. This could be a huge win for him early in his career. And then Michigan State, obviously, McNasty's trying to get back to a national championship. He had a conference loss, really doesn't matter to him. It's all about these conference games. Northwestern was in the Big Ten championship last year, but they got smoked by Ohio State. Or Michigan State. Yeah, this is a rematch. All right, so no McNasty, so heads and kick. All right. We got the one eye black from Sullivan, who was out for the majority of last season. And a quick score for Northwestern. But Michigan State, we know this offense, so many SFA players, is capable of scoring a ton of points. And a methodical drive goes nowhere. And then Northwestern once again takes the lead. But Michigan State responds. So neither team giving an inch so far. Northwestern. And then a quick response for Michigan State. Wonder who that was. And now, oh, a sack to end the quarter. Are they going to score? And they do. All right, so Michigan State now takes the lead. But Northwestern, they add a field goal. Okay, so that's not what you want to see. We're going to go play by play now. Michigan State does have the ball. Here we go. 3rd and 5. Can Michigan State survive? Bottom of your screen, Bradford Blazer. And they're going to run a mid-screen to Blazer, and he converts, and he's running for more. Bradford Blazer, easily the top target on this team. I don't actually see Calvin Johnson out there right now. Calvin Johnson is number 81. Or no, he might be number 85. Yeah, he's probably number 85 at the top of your screen. I'm capping. But the backup, I believe, is Whitehead, and he goes down there. So Northwestern, yeah, Josh Whitehead. So Northwestern's going to have to start using those timeouts. They're just hoping to stop him for a field goal now at this point. Another first down probably wins it. So Whitehead again, 3rd and 7. This likely is going to come down once again to the Michigan State defense. 3rd and 7. Yes, after this, we have a banger game day coming up for you. But Hamp Fay, he slings that over the middle, and that is connected with Ben Williams, and that will likely win the game for Michigan State. They've had a tough start to the year, but they are continuing on, and they potentially now are getting a quality win. Hand off, Whitehead up the middle. He runs over a man. Touchdown, Josh Whitehead, channeling his inner Binks McBurn finger. All right, so now it's back up to 2 scores. So we have to go back to simming, but we're going to go play by play, obviously, in case they do make a big play or something here, in case there's like a potential onside kick or something. And they do, a 31-yard touchdown. All right, so things are not out of the question now as they're going for 2. It's not over, folks. Northwestern, and that is swatted away. Roscoe Cherry, of all people. He made sure that one hit the ground after giving up the deflection Hail Mary. All right, onside kick. We saw one earlier. It didn't go all that well. Can Northwestern convert? Game's over if they don't. And they pick it up. And this game is over. Ben Williams once again coming in clutch. So no Hail Mary attempts here today. As now we just got to kneel it out. Hamp Fay victory formation. They win a close one here by 5. The defense tried to choke it away, but the hands team wouldn't let them. Please, by the time the next game comes out, they'll have the rule change where it's 4th and 15. That'd be so much more, so much more enjoyable. So Michigan State wins. Obviously, the heavy favorite in the predictions. So enjoy your small number of Babanas. And that is going to conclude another Bear Cave. The mid-screen worked here for Bradford Blazer. Big conversion there. And honestly, we didn't see a lot of gameplay today, but that one Minnesota-Michigan game, and then you got the Central Michigan coming in clutch. And look at this Roscoe Cherry diving deflection. What a beautiful photo that would be if that happened IRL. That's one of the few times a highlight in this game looks so crispy. Got Dwayne Johnson there. So yes, so now we are going to, let's check stats here quickly. Whitehead score. Calvin Johnson gets a touchdown. I believe that might be his first career touchdown reception. Ben Williams popping off long TD there as well. Hamp Fay. This may be the best game in Calvin's career. Bradford, not very many plays. And then on defense, you have Dwayne Johnson getting a sack. Roscoe Cherry, a couple deflections. Nice, nice. All right. All right, so now we're going to take a look at what's on tap for next week, week 6. Now, week 6, I do not know when game day will be yet. If it's Tuesday, it's going to be very late because I have to go deal with a family emergency in Arizona. So I get back on Tuesday pretty late. So if it's Tuesday night, it's going to be like 7 p.m. my time, which will be 10 p.m. your guys' time, or I might just push it to Wednesday. I don't really care which. It's just up to you guys. But this is what's on slate for week 6. Buffalo, Texas, that's a fun one. Can't be on game day. Iowa, Minnesota, probably not. Arizona, Washington State, meh. Texas Tech, ECU. Georgia Tech, Louisville. Kansas, Iowa State. Troy, Georgia Southern. Tennessee, Georgia. Arizona State, Michigan State. This could be a good candidate for game day, maybe. Not a lot of great games so far that I'm seeing here. I mean, Utah and Stanford, that will be a ranked matchup. Most likely, unless you guys keep hating on Stanford. Ohio State and Northwestern could be a fun one. Syracuse and Virginia, that might be an interesting one. Illinois, Penn State, Clemson. Texas A&M at Missouri, that's a fun one. South Carolina and Kentucky. If Kentucky would have won, that probably would have been game day. Not a crazy week. Ooh, this will be a fun one. Charlotte and Cincinnati, if they're both undefeated. Baylor and Colorado. All right, that might be game day. Lots of SFA players on both sides. Potentially a ranked matchup. And yeah, that's week 6. All right. So I will be back for game day here in about 5 minutes. This VOD will be on YouTube later tonight, obviously, like always. And remember, recruits are after game day. So game day should be getting started here in about 5 minutes. Come back to see Dogwater lose to Chad Barber and me laugh hysterically. You don't want to miss it.